Deep in Los Santos's sewers, there's a place where silence breaks with something unsettling. A faint, creepy laughter echoes out of the darkness. This isn't just background ambience. It's a hidden audio Easter egg, buried in the files under the name Hobo Laugh. When you approach a certain grate, the sound plays. Walk away and come back, and it triggers again. But no figure appears. Nothing lurks behind the bars. Just the echo of laughter in the dark. Fans quickly tied this to one of GTA's most infamous myths, Ratman. Back in GTA 4, players swore a deformed figure stalked the subway tunnels, feeding on hobos, leaving puddles of strange liquid, and even shouting, "I am Ratman." It was never proven, but the story caught fire, and like Bigfoot before it, Rockstar gave the community a wink. Not a model, not a mission, just a sound, placed there to feed paranoia, not to confirm Ratman's existence. Beneath Mount Chiliad, there's a tunnel where players have reported something strange. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. in-game, if you walk near the Paleto Bay entrance, the silence can suddenly break with a chilling sound. A wolf's howl. It's faint, rare, easy to miss, but buried in the audio files, the sound is labeled Distant Forest Wolf. And that's what makes it unsettling. Because GTA 5 has no wolves. Coyotes roam the desert. Mountain lions stalk the hills, but wolves, they don't exist in San Andreas. So why is the sound there? Rockstar has never explained it, but many fans believe it's a nod to real life. During GTA 5's development, California had just a single confirmed wolf sighting in nearly a century. A lone wolf wandering the state. Whether intentional or coincidence, the Easter egg feels like Rockstar's version of that moment. A lone wolf hidden in the game, howling in the shadows of a tunnel. Not an enemy, not a cut animal, just an echo. A reminder that some legends exist because they were once real. The Los Santos sewers hide more than just echoes. If you approach the blocked tunnels, you'll sometimes hear it, a low, guttural growl from the darkness. Data miners later uncovered the truth. In the files, the sound isn't random ambience. It's labeled as Sewer Gator. 4 different audio clips, all hinting at something lurking in the pipes. But here's the twist. GTA 5 has no alligators. None in story mode, none in online. So why would Rockstar add an alligator growl to the sewers? Some believe it's a nod to one of the strangest movie references in the series, the 1980 horror film Alligator. That film told the story of a reptile flushed down a toilet, only to grow massive in the sewers beneath the city. And while the story was set in Chicago, the sewer scenes were filmed in Los Angeles, the same city GTA 5's sewers were modeled on. Whether it's Rockstar poking fun at the old alligators in the sewer urban legend, or a straight reference to cult cinema, one thing's clear. The Sewer Gator is one of GTA 5's strangest Easter eggs. A predator that never appears, but always growls just out of reach. On the cliffs of Mount Gordo, between 11 p.m. and midnight in-game, players can stumble onto one of GTA 5's creepiest sights. The ghost of Jolene Cranley Evans, frozen in white, hovering just off the ground. Her eyes hollow, her scream silent. If you get too close, she vanishes, but approach from a distance, and you can clearly make out the word Jock, written in blood at her feet. The name isn't random. It ties directly into GTA lore. Jolene was married to Jock Cranley, a stuntman turned politician who players later encounter in GTA 5's political storyline. According to in-game radio and newspapers, Jock pushed Jolene to abandon her family to fuel his career. When she refused, he murdered her on Mount Gordo, staging it as an accident. Rockstar never makes you confront him for it. There's no mission for revenge, just a ghostly reminder of an unsolved crime. The Mount Gordo ghost is a perfect example of Rockstar's approach to mysteries. Not everything exists to be solved. Some things are just there to haunt the player, fragments of stories left in the world for you to connect. Near the Galileo Observatory, Franklin encounters something strange. A dog appears on the roadside, barking, leading him toward a man stuck in a tree. But when Franklin mentions the dog, Dom insists he never saw anything. Only Franklin can see it. The animal reappears once more, just before Dom's final stunt at the Land Act Dam. The ghostly dog warns Franklin. Dom is about to push it too far. Moments later, Dom leaps to his death. The dog is never seen again. Some fans believe it's Franklin's ability to connect with animals. Others think it's a simple Easter egg, a nod to the TV classic Lassie, where a dog always leads people to danger. But there's no question about its purpose in-game. The ghost dog appears only when Dom's life is at risk. A silent guardian, a warning Franklin is doomed to witness, but never stop. At first glance, Sandy Shores looks like a wasteland. Rustling trailers, abandoned motels, a polluted sea no one dares swim in. But here's the truth. Sandy Shores was once a paradise. The in-game Alamo Sea is loosely based on California's Salton Sea, and in the 1950s and 60s, the Salton Sea was a booming resort. Famous celebrities, boating clubs, fishing trips. It was called Palm Springs by the water. Then came the collapse. The Salton Sea wasn't natural. It was created by an accidental flood in 1905. With no rivers flowing out, the water just sat, evaporating. Salt levels rose higher than the ocean itself. The fish died, the beaches reeked, and the paradise turned toxic. By the 1980s, the resorts were abandoned. Nearby towns like Bombay Beach became ghost towns, and that's exactly what Rockstar mirrored in Sandy Shores. Look closely in-game. Graffiti reads, "Save the Sands," a direct nod to the real-world campaign, Save the Salton Sea. Both are desperate cries to rescue a dying community. Even the roadside motels and marinas around Sandy Shores echo real Salton Sea landmarks, like North Shore's Resort Strip and Yacht Club. Once busy, now relics of a lost vacation boom. If you've ever wandered through Sandy Shores, you've seen it. The abandoned, decaying motel with smashed windows and graffiti-covered walls. It's one of the most unsettling places in the game. But what makes it even creepier is that this isn't just random set dressing. It's a real place with a real story. The motel is directly based on the North Shore Motel at California's Salton Sea. In the 1950s and 60s, this place was thriving, riding off the golden era when the Salton Sea was considered the Riviera of the West. The region attracted boaters, vacationers, and even celebrities. Marilyn Monroe herself was among the stars who visited the area during its peak. But as the Salton Sea grew toxic and polluted, the boom turned to bust. Tourists stopped coming, businesses collapsed, and the North Shore Motel was abandoned. For years, it sat there as a decaying shell, until it was finally demolished in 2008. But here's where Rockstar comes in. By 2009, development on GTA 5 was already underway. Scouts had visited the Salton Sea, documented the motel, and decided to preserve it in-game, even though the real building no longer existed. That means the Sandy Shores Motel is a ghost of a ghost, a digital recreation of a structure already erased in the real world. It's Rockstar immortalizing a lost landmark, giving it a new life as one of GTA 5's creepiest, most atmospheric locations. In GTA 5, Trevor has one of the strangest strangers and freaks encounters. A question mark appears in his trailer, but only after the story is complete. Step inside, and Trevor finds someone waiting for him. His mother. She scolds him, mocks him, and finally demands a truckload of painkillers. The drug? Dilute 'em all. Trevor sets off to get it, but when he returns, she's gone. From here, things take a surreal turn. You can't enter the trailer freely during this mission. Only scripted cutscenes. When Trevor returns with the pills, the cutscene shows him breaking down, crying on the floor. The game then forces you to swap to Franklin. Swapping back, Trevor is alone, high, and muttering to himself about his mother. There's no NPC model for her in normal gameplay. A glitch even spawns placeholder maids in her place, as if she never existed at all. The encounter ends there. No closure, no explanation. Just Trevor, hallucinating, spiraling, and left in the aftermath of a meeting that may never have happened. Out in the ocean, beyond the edge of Los Santos, lies a secret few players ever stumble on. A skeleton, floating in the deep water. At first glance, it looks impossible. Bones don't float, and there's nothing else out there. No wrecks, no islands, just this eerie outline beneath the waves. But here's the truth. It isn't a random Easter egg. It's a whale skeleton model, the same kind Rockstar placed on the seafloor across San Andreas, and later on the island of Cayo Perico. The mystery is why it floats. When the Cayo Perico heist update dropped in 2020, Rockstar stored that island map off the southeast corner of Los Santos. Normally, players never see it. The game only loads it during heist cutscenes. But one asset didn't stay hidden. a whale skeleton slipped through the map boundary, permanently bleeding into the main ocean. That's why it appears in every single GTA Online session. Not a ghost, not a mission trigger, just a misplaced relic from Rockstar's world building. Still, picture it. You're swimming through pitch-black water miles from shore, and suddenly, a massive skeleton materializes right beneath you. Even knowing it's just a glitch, that sight is nightmare fuel. This one never came from Rockstar. It came from us. Panic in the Woods started as a fan-made creepypasta. The story went that if you lingered too long in the Chiliad forest at night, you'd feel watched. Branches snapping, footsteps behind you, a figure following from the trees. It was terrifying, but completely fabricated. There's nothing in the code, nothing in the files. Yet the story spread so far it became an unofficial part of GTA's mythology. Players swore they experienced it, mods were made to recreate it, and to this day, some insist Rockstar secretly acknowledged it. But the truth is simple. Panic in the Woods is fan folklore, not Rockstar canon. At first glance, it looks like just another abandoned house, sitting off the dirt roads of Grand Sonora Desert. Players have driven past it since 2013, never giving it much thought, until the community started spinning wild theories. Some swore it was haunted, claiming to see faces in the walls or hear strange noises. In 2013, clickbait channels built entire myths around this one structure, but none of it was true. The house itself isn't supernatural. The real story is much more interesting. This building is a direct Easter egg lifted straight from the ghost town of Llano, California, often confused online with Lelo. In real life, it once operated as the Pentagast Hotel, a rest stop along the legendary Route 66. When Interstate 40 replaced the slower, zigzaggy highway, towns like Llano dried up and were abandoned. The Pentagast Hotel became one of the last standing relics of a forgotten road. Rockstar didn't just reference the ghost town. They recreated the hotel almost brick for brick. Developers are known to scout real California landmarks before finalizing their maps, and this was no exception. The in-game house is placed exactly where it should be, tucked near the rail line and close to Route 68, GTA's stand-in for Route 66. Even its orientation matches real-world footage of trains running right behind the original structure. And while the house was briefly used in GTA Online's 2023 Halloween event, ghost NPCs spawned on its balcony, those were temporary. The house itself has no permanent supernatural ties. So the truth is simple. This isn't a haunted house at all. It's a piece of California history, a forgotten roadside hotel, immortalized in GTA 5. On the surface, the Infinity Killer seemed like one of GTA 5's most straightforward mysteries. His name was Merle Abrahams, a recluse who murdered 8 joggers in 1999, insisting that 8 is just infinity stood up. The police caught him, locked him away for life, and he died in prison without ever confessing. But the real mystery wasn't who he was. It was what he left behind. Abrahams scrawled poems and riddles across San Andreas, one on a rock, another inside a cell, each pointing to something the police never uncovered. Only players could solve it. Follow the clues north, and you'll find the truth. 8 corpses wrapped and dumped beneath the Alamo Sea, each branded with the number 8, or the infinity symbol itself. It was Rockstar's way of letting the community become detectives, piecing together a serial killer's trail long after he was gone. For years, that was where the story ended, until fans noticed something strange. The Infinity Killer wasn't just a Rockstar invention, he was borrowed. In 2010, 3 years before GTA 5 released, Showtime ran a Dexter alternate reality game to promote Season 5. The ARG introduced its own murderer, the Infinity Killer. He left behind cryptic messages, riddles, and crime scenes marked with the infinity symbol. Fans of the show followed websites, YouTube channels, even real-world scavenger hunts to track him down. And just like in GTA, there were 8 victims. 8 lives chosen because 8 mirrors infinity. The ARG ended with the public choosing his fate, and the Infinity Killer was executed. A week later, Dexter Season 5 premiered. In its very first episode, eagle-eyed viewers spotted it, an infinity symbol carved on a bathroom door. A tiny Easter egg to the serial killer the audiences had just caught. Now connect the dots. Both killers are literally called the Infinity Killer. Both obsess over the infinity symbol and the number 8. Even the way Merle Abrahams wraps his victims in plastic and dumps them underwater mirrors Dexter's own ritual. This isn't coincidence. Someone at Rockstar almost certainly followed the Dexter ARG, lifted the idea, and reshaped it for Los Santos. Out of all the Easter eggs in GTA 5, none has sparked more debate than the frozen alien. First discovered under the ice during the game's prologue, and later revisited in Bury the Hatchet. It remains one of the most mysterious visuals Rockstar ever placed in the game. The alien is locked beneath ice, arms stretched upward as if either being dragged down or desperately trying to break free. You can't interact with it, you can't destroy the ice, and outside of those 2 missions, it never appears again. For years, fans speculated about its purpose. Was it evidence of a secret mission? A cut storyline? Proof that aliens are buried beneath San Andreas? The truth is simpler and more cinematic. Rockstar tied the alien encounters almost exclusively to Michael DeSanta. Every abduction, every hallucination, every scripted sighting belongs to him. That's not random. It's Rockstar leaning into Michael's obsession with films and his paranoia about extraterrestrials. The frozen alien follows the same pattern. It exists in Michael's story beats, not Trevor's. That's why many believe the frozen alien isn't lore, but a direct movie reference. Its design clearly borrows from the Alien franchise, specifically the finale of Alien vs. Predator, where the xenomorph queen is dragged into the frozen depths. Michael, the movie buff turned reluctant producer, is the perfect character to witness such a reference. Even the color, its icy blue hue, likely has nothing to do with new alien types. It's just the effect of being locked under frozen water for years. So what does it mean? Not that North Yankton hides an alien colony, but that Rockstar once again blurred the line between their world and ours. The frozen alien isn't a mission hook. It's a single haunting image, a quiet homage to one of sci-fi's most iconic films. Not all GTA mysteries live on mountaintops or in hidden labs. Some sit quietly in plain sight, like the sunken UFO, resting off the coast of Paleto Bay. This wreck has been in the game since launch, making it the only UFO visible without 100% completion. The others, hovering over Mount Chiliad, Fort Zancudo, and the mural site, don't appear until you've fully cleared story mode. But this one, it's already there, rusting away beneath the waves. For years, fans tried to explain it. Some pointed to a radio broadcast after Three's Company, where a host reports a UFO crash at sea. But that doesn't add up. The wreck is there from the very start of the game. Others linked it to Omega's spaceship part questline. But again, the pieces don't fit. The wreck is whole, not shattered into 50 fragments. For the longest time, the answer seemed simple. It wasn't anything. Just a prop, Rockstar adding mystery to the ocean floor. But in 2021, Rockstar broke the silence. Promoting GTA Online's Halloween UFO event, they posted a black and white Los Santos Meteor newspaper clipping. It described strange lights over Paleto Bay and locals opening fire on the skies. The design wasn't random. It mirrored the Battle of Los Angeles, 1942, when the U.S. military fired into the night sky at supposed alien craft, sparking decades of UFO conspiracy theories. That wasn't just promotion. It was context. Every other Los Santos Meteor paper we see in-game is printed in color, a modern daily. But this one, it looked like an archival relic. Outdated price, black and white layout, and a headline tying Paleto Bay to a UFO sighting from decades past. Taken together, the implication is clear. Rockstar retroactively gave the sunken UFO a timeline. It isn't a ship that crashed in 2013. It's a relic of Los Santos' own Battle of Los Angeles, downed long before Michael, Franklin, or Trevor's story ever began. Whether you call it lore building or just brilliant set dressing, the wreck at Paleto Bay is no longer just a background prop. It's Rockstar's nod to one of America's most famous UFO conspiracy theories, hidden quietly under the waves. For years, players saw mysterious lights glowing above Fort Zancudo between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m., but only after hitting 100% completion. They flicker on, vanish without, and for years no one knew why. Was it a glitch? A clue to a secret bunker? Or something Rockstar buried too deep to decode? The truth is simpler, and more connected than anyone realized. Just like the Chiliad mural and the painted UFO circle at Alien Mountain, these lights were guidance markers. They pointed players toward the third 100% UFO, suspended high above the base. As soon as you approach, the lights fade. Their job complete. Rockstar even hinted at this years back in support replies, noting it wasn't a glitch, but hidden content placed with purpose. Then came GTA Online's 2024 Halloween event, where Rockstar expanded the UFO storyline even further. Players were abducted and teased with glimpses of Zancudo's bunker, complete with props like alien weapon blueprints, jetpack references, even crates marked with the all-seeing eye. This wasn't decoration. It was Rockstar doubling down on the truth. The FIB are behind the UFOs. Look closely and you'll see it. 2 of GTA 5's UFOs even carry FIB logos. The Zancudo craft is more advanced, but its placement gives it away. Hovering right above the bunker, where it was likely built. That's why the lights mattered. They weren't just eerie beams in the night sky. They were a signal, a warning, and the truth was right above us the whole time. Mount Chiliad has stood as the crown jewel of GTA 5's mysteries. The peak isn't just the highest point in San Andreas. It's home to one of the most enduring legends in Rockstar history. At the summit, scrawled onto the wall of the cable car station, is the infamous Chiliad mural. A strange drawing filled with UFOs, symbols, lightning bolts, and an all-seeing eye. For over a decade, players asked, was this a roadmap to hidden content, or the key to an unsolved Easter egg? The truth is simpler and stranger. Look closely at the 3 main symbols at the bottom. On the left, a UFO. On the right, a jetpack. In the middle, an egg. Many players assumed this meant an unlockable jetpack or an alien encounter. But the more accepted interpretation is that these are progress markers. The UFO symbol represents the saucers that appear only after 100% completion. The jetpack isn't literal. It's a symbol of flying high, just like the Beam Me Up UFO and the one over Fort Zancudo. The egg is the player, your progress line from 0 to 100%. At the top of that line sits the all-seeing eye, the final UFO over Chiliad. And the mountain's own message makes it clear. Come back when your story is complete. The mural doesn't stop there. Notice the 5 X's and squares. These match the glyphs etched into Chiliad's rocks. From certain angles in Paleto Bay, these glyphs line up, pointing directly to where the UFOs appear. Even the lightning bolts are clues, confirming what players proved. The UFOs only appear at 3 a.m. in stormy weather. And then there are the infamous red arrows scattered across the map. Long thought to be meaningless, they serve the same role. Breadcrumbs, pushing players towards the skies. In the end, the Chiliad mystery wasn't about unlocking a hidden weapon or summoning aliens underground. It was Rockstar's love letter to conspiracy and paranoia. With GTA 6 still on the horizon, it might seem early to talk mysteries, but thanks to the 2022 leaks, we already know some of the myths that players will chase for years. Buried in those files are references to strange events, locations, and characters, the seeds of the next big mythology cycle. Instead of one monolithic iceberg, think of this as the first blueprint of the unknown, a map of the future myths Rockstar has already set in motion. Some files are lighthearted, like the mineshaft events that could echo GTA 5's creepy tunnels. Others hint at urban legends, like a dancer with a stalker, or cell tower transmissions playing Morse code in the night. Then the tone gets darker. Files describe missing people, some found in caves, cars, even a trophy room that screams serial killer. Florida's own folklore makes the cut with the skunk ape, GTA 6's version of Bigfoot. There are mentions of UFOs, haunted warehouses, lighthouses with figures in the distance, and even a storm-drained voice straight out of It. One standout name is Cal Hampton, a conspiracy theorist covered in tattoos of aliens and cryptids, a character built to fuel this mystery hunt. And at the bottom of the files, the strangest of all, the forest figure and the farm monster man. Hints of shadowy humanoids, transformations, and swamp creatures stalking the Everglades. Not every leaked entry will survive into the final game, but one thing is certain. Rockstar is planting mysteries from day one. Just like Mount Chiliad, players will spend the next decade trying to decode them. It's not just leaks. It's Rockstar's way of saying the hunt begins before the game even does.